Holy frick, I'm fat, man. Cheeks looking bloated and shit. Oh, it's fine. Cut is coming up. Bear with me, bro. Skin's breaking out. It's okay, right? Because the only thing we're focused on right now is trying to trade consistently, get my funded, and scale for the summer, right? Looks don't matter. Okay, today took three trades. Kind of was on a little comeback today. My first loss was it was brutal. I'm sure a couple of y'all, many of y'all actually probably took this trade in pre-market. I know a couple of people in my Discord did. We lost the same exact way. Really, really unlucky. Trade setup was there. It was actually very, very brutal. That's why I kind of called it today. My other two winning trades a comeback because if it was a normal trade loss, I wouldn't really say it was a comeback, but it was pretty bad. I didn't really like the way that I got stomped out on that first trade. But I'm gonna go through the three trades I took. I came in today pretty confident. I like the bias that we had. I like my bias, my pimple. I liked my bias. I liked the draw we had on liquidity, and so we'll get into it. Actually, today's bias, I was kind of wrong to be honest, but it all played out. Let me explain why. So coming in for today, I was bullish on the day. So we were this entire this in this trading session, we were in within a daily bearish imbalance. Yeah, we were within a daily fair value gap, right? A bearish imbalance. But the reason why I was bullish was because on a higher time frame, we were kind of in OTE, optimal trade entry. We were below equilibrium. And we took the monthly lows. Today's March 3rd, the first day of the new trading month. We took all the sell side liquidity, the February lows, and so now because we're under equilibrium, we took enough sell side. I'm gonna look for price to head up and kind of start this market maker buy model. Is what I'll be expecting if we're able to respect this 4 hour fair value gap right below Asia lows. And if we're able to respect this, I'm gonna expect price to push up and yeah, start our buy model, right? So I expected that to happen earlier and for it to happen in today's New York session because we're building all this order flow up overnight. But I guess price wanted to rebalance for today and take all the sell liquidity and then push back up. We'll see what happens. But in regards to the trade I took, so the first trade I took today was right before market, not right before, but during pre-market, and it was a pretty solid trade. I really liked this trade because we had first off we had a 15-minute SMT, right, and then if we draw Fibonacci here, we're within this range, and if we look, sorry, the chart is really messy. Just bear with me. I didn't want to get rid of any of my annotation because I might have just forgotten the confluences I had, so I wanted to make sure I had everything. So if we look within our range, we're right below equilibrium in our OTE, so it's a great place to take a trade, right? We're in discount. It's a great place for buyers to take a buy. We have an SMT, and we also kind of soup, right? We also kind of have a soup here, right? Was it a soup or yeah, we kind of have a soup on this 3 minute. We take internal sell side liquidity. We have a 15-minute SMT. And right when the 3 minute starts rejecting, I look for entries. We have a breaker structure, chain state delivery on the 1 minute here, right? Oh, sorry, this is a different one. On the 1 minute, we have a chain state delivery. And we also inverse that 1 minute fair value gap. Or did we create a fair value gap? Oh, no, we respect the fair value gap. Yeah, so we create a 1 minute chain state delivery. We create a 1 minute fair value gap. I don't enter off of that though. I enter off of this breaker structure because I like to off of turtle soups. I like to enter off of more aggressive entries. But the good thing is we make it for value gap. We respect it, and all is well, right? We start making structure. However, there is a 5 minute or another 1 minute for value gap here as well. We're kind of fighting off of that, and then we get this big. This is where it fucked. We get this big wick down, and I had my stops at the body of this low. Maybe if I put it, I still probably would have got stomped out from spread if even if I put it at that wick of the wick of that low. But this was honestly like I thought it was a pretty unlucky trade. I wanted to see the London highs get taken out because I had that bullish bias. We were in this 15-minute fair value gap. We were honestly respecting. We were kind of playing around with it, and we didn't fully inverse it. So I was pretty confident that trade, that we would that 15-minute fair value gap wouldn't be a problem. We were on it just looked like a perfect soup, grabbing internal sell side liquidity to push price back up and take out those London highs. That 15-minute SMT was the big thing, and we had a huge volume candle on that 1 minute break a structure. We created that for value grab. We respect it. Boom, just to wick out. I didn't crash out though, because I liked the trade. It was just
honestly, this was just unlucky, right? There's nothing. There's really. I don't want to make an excuse up, but the only thing, I mean, the ES did the same thing. I guess maybe I could have waited a little bit more. Maybe I could have waited till price was at a lower discount. Um, I don't know. Yeah, but that was my first trade. I'll probably once I'm doing my journal, I'll probably try to look more in depth as to what went wrong. But yeah, my first trade was that. However, my take profit still wouldn't have been hit. It didn't take out the London highs. Instead, it kind of retraced back into the area. It wasn't really a retrace, honestly. This was right, yeah, at market open. So we had a manipulation leg. That's kind of what I look at it as, right at market open. Here I was still bullish even when we had that huge displacement down. The reason why was because if we zoomed in on the 5 minute, all this was another turtle soup, right? So this was a better turtle soup in my eyes because we had that 5 minute. We had a 5 minute order block. We had that 5 minute order flow going. And this candle right here, this big 5 minute wick, yeah, this big 5 minute wick here rejects, takes this internal, bounces off this 5 minute order block, right? So we have reason for us to bounce off. We take internal sell side. We have a reason to bounce off of and reverse price because of this 5 minute order block. So those are two things that are huge for total soups, is taking internal sell side liquidity and having a reason for us to bounce off after taking that sell side liquidity. So that's exactly what we do. We take it, and once it starts rejecting, once it's in the process of rejecting, it's a really, really quick move when it comes to turtle soups. We have this huge candle, a massive candle on the 1 minute, and right now my bias is still bullish. I take that as a manipulation leg. Right when market opens, we break structure on the 1 minute. That's when I enter, and in literally a minute, in like a few seconds, we hit our take profit. We take out London highs, and that's also a pretty big move because that's what it tells me. That's how I know that we're in a search and destroy. So basically, we take out Asian highs in London session. We take out Asian highs in London session, and we take out London highs in London session. Now we're gonna look for price to take out London lows and potentially Asian lows, right? So that's now what I'm looking for. Now I'm looking for a certain. Now I know that we're within a search and destroy environment. That's when my bias kind of shifts, and where I'm kind of wary of that bullish bias, because we're in a search and destroy. So once price makes that 5 minute change day delivery, let's actually I can't get rid of any other ones. That's a still journal. So once price makes that 5 minute change in the state, it was not this one, it was this one. Yeah, so price makes that 5 minute change in the state, right? Here, break structure gets a clear change in the state. Now all I'm looking for is a pullback. If we don't get a pullback, that's completely fine. I already had a winning trade. We honestly, the past few weeks where we've had just price dumps, we haven't been getting much price tracing back into our fair value gaps. Today was a price action was pretty kind to us. I'm not gonna expect for this to happen every time. I have to know it won't happen every time, and knowing that, I'm gonna refrain myself from chasing price when it dumps. But today we got a price pullback, which was pretty nice. So we have that change state delivery, and we also create a 5 minute fair value gap. That's perfect. Change in the state, 5 minute fair value gap. That's the perfect ideal setup that I'd like to take. And then we also have a 15 minute fair value gap here, which is kind of iffy, right? So we're respecting this 5 minute fair value gap, or this 15 minute fair value gap, and now I'm basically looking for a retracement back into this 5 minute, right? But we also have this 15 minute fair value gap. So how do you know which one is going to respect? Well, when we go into the 5 minute, and we also went to and I also look at the S&P, right? We have a 5 minute inbound or SMT. I think it was it this? I'm pretty sure it was this. So price fails to break that previous high on the S&P, but on the Nasdaq, we're able to break that previous high, and we're able to put in a bearish SMT. So that's a huge indication, in addition to this 5 minute fair value gap and a change state delivery, that price is going to head lower. In addition to being a seek and destroy, that price is going to head lower to take London lows. So that 15 minute fair value gap here is not that much of a worry to me anymore. And when we zoom in on the 1 minute, I'm able to get a better entry here. So we reject off of this 5 minute fair value gap. That's exactly where I enter. When we're rejecting off that imbalance on the 1 minute, we get some pullback here. We decide to take more buy side. It's okay. I'm not that worried. I put my stop kind of tight here. It was pretty tight stop loss. I didn't have like a great place to put it. If I put it above this high, I don't really like that risk to reward ratio, so I put it above that 5 minute gap. We respect that 5 minute like I expected it to, because that SMT placed in. We also have a 1 minute fair value gap. We inverse that. I had two areas of entry to here. I could have entered more. I could have had a riskier entry, which is what I took off that rejection on the 5 minute. or I could have waited for that 1 minute fair value gap to inverse and then enter off of that. But if I waited for that 1 minute to inverse, I might have not even taken this trade. I might have just lost price and ended up chasing it. So I probably wouldn't have taken it. So I'm glad I took the 5 minute rejection entry. Yeah, inverse that, we get another pullback. People could have entered off of here off this 1 minute order block, and then I just target London lows. And then I take my full profit. One mistake that I did make here was not targeting Asian lows. There was a 4 hour fair value gap here, an obvious price imbalance that price would be drawn towards, and I think also that's in a better spot. That's literally right at equilibrium, right below equilibrium. So drawing out my fib levels here, I watched. I'm starting the 2016-27 ICC mentorship, and there's a big emphasis right now on equilibrium discount, equilibrium premium, and I'm already seeing it a lot. I knew that was huge, and I used it. A large part of it was part of my trading strategy. But I didn't really know a lot about OTE and the 62 and the 79% area. Whenever I saw price kind of just go below that 50% mark, kind of considered it an invalidation of the equilibrium, and I kind of expected a reversal. But now I know that there's an OTE existing, and that price can retrace as far as in between the 62-79% levels, and that came in pretty clutch today. And my bias was less prone to being shaken because of that. And yeah, as you can see right now, it just tapped right back into equilibrium at that 4 hour gap within this range, and now I'm just gonna look for price to head higher. If we break this order block, I'm gonna officially assume that market maker buy metal is starting. And yeah, pretty solid day. Nice little comeback after that one losing trade. But yeah, nothing much else. Hope you guys have a safe day. Hope this recap helped a little bit. God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next video.